A new warning now from North Korea, that rogue nation claiming it is resuming work at its main complex, which produces nuclear fuel, and that its nuclear weapons could be used against the United States, quote, at any time, end quote. But threats from North Korea, actually nothing new, as we all know. After all, nearly 30,000 U.S. troops are in the region to protect our ally, South Korea. But has the real danger that the North poses fallen off President Obama's radar, considering all the attention surrounding Iran? That is one question. What are your thoughts?
Well, I wrote a lot about North Korea in my thriller Act of War last summer. And you're right. These things pop up. We talked about this off air, that it's September. We're now going into the winter. So North Korea needs fuel. They need food, and this is what they do. They saber rattle to get us to give them more aid. They also have a big anniversary coming up. It's the 70th anniversary of the People's Worker Party.
October 10th.
October 10th. So that's a big deal. They're into significant dates like that. But one thing people are forgetting here is that just a few weeks ago, we were very concerned that with North and South Korea, we came very, very close to some serious military activity on the Korean Peninsula just a few weeks ago. So these guys are always going to be a problem, but we need to look at it in context. I think it's saber rattling. I think they want to look tough to their people, and they also want stuff from us. But this is what we're going to see in Iran too, because we were told North Korea wouldn't get nukes if we entered into a deal with them and we relieved some of the sanctions and blah 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 blah.
All right. So a couple of things. In 2013 and 14, satellite images reportedly showed that this particular nuke complex wasn't producing all that much continually. But now we understand that if they really restart and they get going, they have enough plutonium to do one bomb's worth a year, Andrea.
And how much does this play into the Iran deal is what we said. I mean, North Korea has always made very clear its nuclear ambitions, but I think now we signaled to the world that we're willing to go soft with Iran, and so everybody else is lining up saying, oh, we want the same thing.
Bingo.
And it's led to, and it's leading to, a global arms race. And I mean, Brad, I look at you and I say, what leverage do we have against North Korea? Not a lot. I mean, we really can't control this isolated, completely rogue nation that's been part of the axis of evil for a long time.
With a horrific human rights record. These people have gulags that make the Soviet stuff look like kindergarten classrooms.
But what leverage do we have?
We have no leverage because the Chinese protect them. This is a big problem that we have.
But wait a minute. But you just said they're rattling their sabers because they want food and money. We actually do have some leverage if that's what they're looking for. Are we tough enough to use it? And I know it hurts the people.
Right.
But that's the thing, you look at Iran, Kennedy, and that's the decision there again. Do you hurt the people to try to get to that government?
I don't know. I mean, in Iran, it will be an interesting experiment to see if that $100 billion goes in and enriches people who maybe want change. I mean, obviously, the big difference is, this is not a theocracy in North Korea. And you also don't have the Iranian Dennis Rodman. I don't know who the basketball diplomat is going to be. Who will that be? You don't hear much of him anymore. I mean, he sort of spilled all those state secrets, and it seems like he hasn't been invited back for the Johnny Walker Blue ever
Well, at least
since.
Maybe we need him now, though.
What are your thoughts, Sandra?
Well, 28,000 troops stationed in South Korea. You have to wonder to what degree the U.S. gets pulled into this as a general crisis. But I go to some comments made by an analyst at the Asian Institute for Policy Studies in Seoul. It's been 3 years since the last nuclear test, and now may be the time for them to test their evolved technology. You wonder when that first test may come and to what extent we're going to get involved. It could be quick.
And they get their missile tech from the Iranians. They trade back and forth technology. So these guys are hand in glove like that.
All right. Act of War. Get it if you haven't already read it.
Thank you.
A new twist in the controversy surrounding Hillary Clinton's private email server. Really? Another twist? We're learning the State Department's so-called transparency czar is actually included in some of the very emails she's supposed to oversee. So how could that affect the ongoing investigation? And Fox News confirms Vice President Joe Biden had a very long meeting with a top Obama fundraiser. So if he gets in, the president has a decision to make. Who will he support? The one on the right or the one on the left? We'll show you what he said about that.